there is a possibility that you're capable of learning something as long as you give into it and like don't stress on like not thinking that you're not gonna learn it. It's like a mental battle. Like again, like when it comes to like learning something you don't find interest in, that's a huge battle. But as long as like you actually like put your ego aside and just actually try, it is so like you could totally like learn that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just have to like give in sometimes. And yeah, that's what I like. One of the beliefs is just you can learn anything you want to if you actually like try to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We'll move on to question 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what you learned this semester, do you find yourself paying attention to your own thinking more when you're learning something new?
Yes, I do. When I'm
No, go ahead.
when I'm learning something new, that's where like I talk to myself a lot in my head, because like I try to make it clear within myself first. So like I ask myself like, okay, like I know this about this, but I don't know this about this. So it kind of like helps me identify like what I don't and do know, and that way I can like move on to like again like reaching out for help from my peers. But yeah, I do pay attention to my own thinking, because that way I can know what my strengths are and my weaknesses, and then I can like share that with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you said for what you do and you don't understand, like it helps with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do that? Do you ask yourself those questions? Do you do that within class and outside of class, or just in class? Or?
Yeah, I think of that all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Even like going to the gym too. Like if I think that makes me realize that I can't do that or can't do that. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It
Okay,
makes
cool.
sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's relatively new. That's like more new for this semester. Or is it something you've always done?
I think it's always been something I've done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just this class just made me realize that I do it often.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
you already engage in that behavior
Yeah.
often?
Like I didn't even know like there was like I didn't stop to think about that until this class. Like
Okay.
knowing
Yeah.
that I do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Does
So
that
it
make
just kind of gave a name for it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah.
And it kind of gave a name for the behavior that you already engage in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So how has tuning into your own thinking helped you learn?
How does tuning in your thinking?
Those that you mentioned asking yourself questions of what you do or don't understand, or just asking yourself questions. That's kind of tuning into your own thinking. So how do you believe that's helped you learn? If it has, maybe it hasn't.
Tuning into my thinking helped me learn. I guess it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm like overthinking this now. How has tuning into your thinking helped you learn? I guess like basically just thinking about what I need to learn helps me learn.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
That makes sense. You can, if you want to keep going with that thought, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Do you want to skip that one?
Yeah, can we?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Totally.
I don't know how to answer that.
No, it's totally fine.
Okay.
You mentioned you ask yourself questions about whether you understand things. You do that inside and outside class.
Yes.
Is that something you do more so now, or would you say you do less so, or is it about the same as you did?
Oh
when you were in
yeah,
high
I
school?
do that more definitely, because like in class they kind of like in that class I've noticed that they really push us to think deep within ourselves, and like even having even the environment, like going into that class, it makes you think a lot. And then when you leave that class, you're left thinking what you thought about in class. And then when you're like in your dorm, you're like kind of forced to be by yourself, and then that's what you're thinking about more. So it's kind of like the environment that we kind of like put ourselves into, because like before like college, even in general, before even that class, like there's so many distractions that you could like encounter too. But this class really like help us, kind of like give us like a sheet of paper with like a bunch of questions to think about, you know? And then you like kind of take it as a homework to like think about, but like this is like all like mental, like it's all in your head. Like that's what I think. Yeah, that's why every time I go into class, like I'm always curious what like the guest speaker one is, because every single one has been so good, like very like insightful.
That's great.
Yeah, so.
And this is all you're talking about, ED1.
Oh yeah, ED101.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Why? So you said you are probably paying attention to your own thinking more. You're asking yourself those questions more since this semester.
Yeah.
Why do you think you kind of already started to answer it? And if you feel like you've ever answered a question already, you can just say, I've answered that, and I'll move on. Okay. But so why do you think you've been paying attention to your own thinking more since this last semester?
I think I've noticed that I need to be more vulnerable towards myself, because if I do that, then I'm able to like, you know, succeed in something I want to do. Like not saying that, so basically, like, going to college, of course I want to maintain good grades and, you know, like, do that. Like, I can't do that if I don't, like, understand myself, like, understand how I'm learning. Because in order for me to, like, succeed in, like, the tests and stuff, I need to see what works best for me when it turns to, like, studying and learning. And so, like, that class kind of, like, goes beyond that. Like, goes beyond just how I study, but more so, like, why I need to study like this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, study like a certain way, a way that's going to help you like learn conceptually, or Okay, great. So number 4. Can you tell me about a time this semester when you were confused about something and you were able to figure it out?
Yes. Okay. So for finite math.
For math?
Yeah, for math.
Okay.
So for math, I didn't understand like the Gauss-Jordan elimination process, and then what I did was I went back to the slides like on my own, and I don't usually do Cornell notes for math because I feel like it's kind of straightforward. Like, I can just base it on, like, the steps that were given to us. But I actually, like, had to, like, stop myself and take an extra step and, like, take notes, like, Cornell notes on it. And then that, I, like, kind of, like, enhance my thinking on it. And that way I format it in my notes has helped me, like, better understand it. And then plus, like, I actually went to the Learning Commons and asked for help from the tutors to help me clarify like my questions that I have. So I guess like that kind of ties into like using like diagrams, like drawing pictures, like drawing tables, and it's kind of like mind mapping, like the steps. Like I need to see it, not just like write words. Yeah. Like I have to go like step by step, like use arrows, like okay, this goes there, and then like
Great. What kind of questions what were the questions that they helped you with? The Learning Commons helped you with?
What did they ask me? Or
I think you said to help you clarify like what questions you might
questions.
ask.
So like I kind of asked them like certain steps that I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it.
Is it to ask the teacher the question or to ask yourself the question?
It's kind of like ask the teacher.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like steps like I don't